about what do we actually mean by enrichment? What's the definition of enrichment? When we're talking about enriching a dog's life, and that's not necessarily a dog who has mobility issues or arthritis, it's every dog deserves to have their life enriched. What does that actually mean? And so when I looked it up, it's, you know, the definition is to enhance the value of something. And here we're talking about the quality of life. We want to enhance the quality of our dog's life, regardless of their circumstance. And there is a definition in the behaviour community of enrichment from Melfi in 2010. And it's this is from the Encyclopedia of Animal Behaviour and Welfare. And they define enrichment as any change to an animal's environment that leads to positive ramifications and thus improved or enhanced welfare. So that got me really thinking about what that really means. And I think as dog owners, we feel obliged, you know, and we are obliged by law, by the Animal Welfare Act, to meet our dogs' needs. But we also want our dogs to be happy. So for me, you know, my dog needs food and water and shelter and safety and not being distressed and to feel comfortable. But she needs that she needs also to reach her true potential, to have the opportunity to problem solve, to use her brain and her body. And if we think about sort of happiness for us, and happiness is such a philosophical concept, like what makes me happy might be very different from what makes you happy, and what makes my dog happy might be very different from what makes another dog happy, because they're also individual, even dogs of the same breed, you know, so much variation. But do we really know where happiness comes from for a dog, and how we can enable them to be happy and to experience happiness? And also that led me to think about the philosophical question, if we think about happiness as being able to live life to the max, and for dogs that does involve exercise and running about, because they are creatures, you know, that move, that are physical. Can a dog be happy when their mobility is restricted? And I would argue, yes, they can. Yes, they can. So I don't want anyone to ever think that a diagnosis of arthritis or a surgical condition that limits movement is ever the end of happiness. It's not. You know, there are so many more ways that dogs can experience happiness and quality of life. And it's up to us really to think about bringing this about in ways that really make sure that we're just enhancing their day-to-day experience.